Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of Washington's 141st Commencement Ceremony, honoring the graduating class of 2016. Please welcome the university faculty led by the commencement marshals and the winners of the 2016 Awards of Excellence. Stadium are candidates for the various doctoral and professional degrees. Carrying the gonfalon for the graduate school are Monica De La Torre on the north and Nicole Robert on the south. Each is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Feminist Studies. On the north, carrying the gonfalon for the School of Pharmacy, is Ismail Festus Samika. Mr. Samika is receiving a Doctor of Pharmacy degree. On the south, carrying the gonfalon for the School of Law, is Julia Ziskena. Ms. Ziskena is receiving a Juris Doctor degree. Candidates for the various master's degrees are now entering the stadium. Carrying the gonfalons for the graduate school are Preston Tyler Albertine on the north and Christopher Grant Montoya on the south. Mr. Albertine is receiving a Master of Arts in French Studies. Mr. Montoya is receiving a Master of Fine Arts in Dance. Also on the north, carrying the gonfalon for the Evans School of Public Policy and Governance is Corey Dahl. Mr. Dahl is graduating with a Master of Public Administration. Also on the south, carrying the gonfalon for the School of Dentistry are gonfaloniers Frederica Miyako Mackert and Keegan Waldo. Ms. Mackert and Mr. Waldo are both graduating with a Doctor of Dental Surgery. Ladies and gentlemen, candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences are now entering the stadium. Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Design, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Music candidates are on the north. Bachelor of Science and Biology candidates are also on the north. All other Bachelor of Science candidates enter on the south. On the north, carrying the gonfalon for the College of Arts and Sciences is Simon Tran, who is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Comparative History. On the south, carrying the gonfalon for the College of Arts and Sciences is Rena Elisa Klunder, who is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Ladies and gentlemen, on the south side of the stadium, please welcome bachelor's candidates from the College of Education, led by gonfalonier Lorena Isabel Guillen. Ms. Guillen is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum and Instruction, Teacher Education. Candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences continue to enter on the north and south. Carrying the gonfalon on the north is Hannah Louise Schwendeman, who is receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome bachelor's candidates from the College of Education, led by gonfalonier Lorena Isabel Guillen. Ms. Guillen is receiving a Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum and Instruction, Teacher Education. Ladies and gentlemen, entering on the south side of the stadium, please welcome the bachelor's candidates from the College of Engineering, led by gonfaloniers Ian Andrews and Tao Wynn. Mr. Andrews is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Bioengineering. Ms. Wynn is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences continue to enter from the north, led by gonfalonier Hal Shreve, who is receiving a Bachelor of Arts in History. Now entering on the south are bachelor's candidates for the College of the Environment. Carrying the gonfalon is Narapum Jordan Nigam, who is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Aquatic and Fishery Studies. Candidates from the Information School are now entering the stadium on the south. The Information School gonfalon is carried by Hiram Munn, who is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Informatics. Bachelor candidates from the Michael G. Foster School of Business are now entering the stadium on the south, led by gonfaloniers Carlos Barros and Ellie Phillips. Mr. Barros is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration, Finance and Entrepreneurship. Ms. Phillips is receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration, Marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, candidates receiving Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences are now entering from the north, led by gonfaloniers Erica Lauren Mann, who is receiving a Bachelor of Arts in English Language and Literature. Ladies and gentlemen, bachelor candidates from the School of Nursing and the School of Medicine are now entering the stadium. The School of Nursing is led by gonfalonier Alexandra Zamit Rubel, who is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Carrying the gonfalon for the School of Medicine is Moonlight Bowie. Ms. Bowie is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Science. Please welcome now the bachelor candidates from the College of Built Environments. They are led by gonfalonier Ethan Buchan, who is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Construction Management. Ladies and gentlemen, the final groups of bachelor candidates entering the stadium on the south are from the School of Public Health and the School of Social Work. Carrying the gonfalon for the School of Public Health is Luke Nishiko, who is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Health Informatics and Health Information Management. The School of Social Work candidates are led by gonfalonier Joseph Andrew Herbert, who is receiving a Master of Social Work. Ladies and gentlemen, candidates receiving Bachelor of Science degrees are now entering from the north, led by gonfalonier John Thomas Gebert, who is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Neurobiology. Ladies and gentlemen, the members of the Deans and President's parties are about to enter the stadium. Will all the graduates please take their seats? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the members of the Deans and President's parties are about to enter the stadium. Will all graduates please take their seats? And now, please turn your attention to the southwest corner of the stadium and welcome the procession of deans of the university's 16 schools and colleges. The academic procession concludes with the entrance to the stadium of the University of Washington's regents, president and vice presidents, led by Professor of Architecture and Urban Design and Planning and University Marshal Sharon E. Sutton. Will all graduates please remain standing at your seats?
The commencement exercises of the University of Washington will be opened with the presentation of the colors by the Joint ROTC Color Guard and the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner by Michelle Mary Brettel. Ms. Brettel is graduating today with a Bachelor of Music in Voice and a Bachelor of Science in Speech and Hearing Sciences, Communication Disorders. The audience will please rise. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to present to you the President of the University of Washington, Anna Marie Kause, who will preside over today's exercises.
Welcome to the 141st commencement ceremony of the University of Washington. Commencement ceremonies are an expression of academic traditions going back hundreds of years, and they symbolize some of the most fundamental values of our civilization, most particularly the pursuit of truth and the preservation of freedom. These ceremonies are also festive celebrations, as the name suggests. It's not an end, but the commencement of new activities and challenges in the lives of our graduates. Just a few years ago, we welcomed many of you at the University of Washington Freshman Convocation in front of the same 4 columns that you see standing behind me. This is all that remains of the original university that opened in 1861. At that convocation, we told you we would see you in front of these same columns when you graduated. Today, that may seem like a lifetime ago, or maybe just yesterday, maybe a little bit of both. But here you are. You made it. I'm truly honored to be the first to formally congratulate the degree and award recipients and to welcome you all to this fabulous ceremony. The splendid music you've been listening to during the processional, and which you'll be hearing more of later in the program, is provided for us this afternoon by students from the School of Music's Wind Ensemble under the direction of Professor Timothy Salzman. As you can tell, they're gifted musicians, and we really appreciate their participation here today. Thank you so much. The ultimate responsibility for the university lies with the members of the Board of Regents, 10 citizens of the state who are appointed by the governor and confirmed by the state senate. These dedicated men and women devote many hours each year to your welfare, to the welfare of the university. 9 of our regents are with us this afternoon, and I would like to introduce them at this time. Please hold your applause until they're all introduced. Patrick M. Shanahan, the chair of the board. Jeremy Jake, board vice chair. William S. Eyre. Joel Benalil. Joanne Harrell. Vanessa Crisser, the student member of the board. All right. Constance W. Rice. Rogelio Riojas. Herb Simon. Please recognize our Board of Regents. In addition to the regents, we have seated on the platform this afternoon the chief academic and administrative officers of the university, the vice presidents, the vice provosts, the deans of the schools and colleges, who will be introduced in due course, faculty members, professors emeriti, the elected student leadership, whom you will also meet a bit later, and other representatives from the various schools, colleges, and departments of the university. We also have with us the chair of the Faculty Senate, Norm Beauchamp, who represents one of the greatest faculties on the planet, of which I'm very proud to be a member. Norm? Okay. I'm also pleased to introduce Jeff Rochon, the president of our Alumni Association, which has been keeping the over 400,000 members of the Husky alumni family connected with each other and with the university for more than 125 years. Thank you, Jeff. And I'd also like to recognize the many members of the faculty who are serving today as commencement marshals. The names are listed on page 7 of the program. Finally, of great importance today are the family members who've been so instrumental in helping each of our graduates achieve the tremendous distinction that will be awarded today. I would like all the mothers, all the fathers, all the family members and friends who have supported you, please stand to receive our thanks. They may not have always told you, but they wouldn't be here without you. Now, graduates of the class of 2016, congratulations! Today is the culmination of years of hard work, not just your years here at the University of Washington, but the years that prepared you to come here, to thrive here, to succeed here. This is an incredible moment. I urge you to savor it. Remember this feeling. Don't just take pictures of it. Remember this feeling. You earned it through your effort, grit, and determination. You've all triumphed over obstacles that were in your way. And now you know something new about yourself. You know that you have the power to achieve something great when you set your heart and your mind on it. Each one of you is commencing a unique journey. We're waiting. The world is waiting to see what shape that journey takes. Will you teach the next generation of leaders? Will you seek elected office? Will you write the great American novel or invent a piece of technology that revolutionizes accessibility? Will you contribute your voice to movements for equity and justice? Will you set a new standard for philanthropy? All of that potential and infinitely more is here in the stadium today. Each of those unique journeys will have something in common. You are all alumni of the University of Washington. You're part of a huge family, the Husky family, that spans the globe and every living generation. You and those thousands of fellow alumni all share something more than just the affinity for purple, which I have underneath here. What you all have is a passion for possibility, a passion for community, and a passion for creating a world of good. You join a fellowship united in the belief that together we will make a difference. In fact, you're already making a difference. I look around at the difference you're making. Within this class are 56 of the Husky 100. Among you are artists, organizers, educators, inventors, poets, and politicians. Some of you have challenged this university and its leaders to reckon with inequity, and you did it because you know that this university helps to shape the world. Others among you have advanced scientific research in ways that points to a bright future of boundless possibility. Whatever your passion, you took this opportunity to pursue it. You seized the chance to learn about everything from the furthest reaches of the universe to what you wanted to become. You looked outside, you looked inside. As a public university, the University of Washington has a special duty to advance the public good. We succeed as teachers, as scholars, as global citizens when that duty is instilled in our graduates. As I reflect upon this class, I know that we have succeeded. There is no group of new graduates more prepared and more eager to go out and tackle the big challenges. No class better able to understand that individual success goes hand in hand with advancing the common good. I challenge each of you to consider how you will personally give back to your city, your state, your country, your planet, and to your university. The University of Washington is forever changed for the better because each of you contributed your talents and passions to this institution. You are the reason the university exists, and we're so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you, and once again, congratulations to the class of 2016. And now I'd like to ask Mustafa Jaffrey and Amber Valenzuela. Mustafa is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry with full college honors and a Bachelor of Arts in English with interdisciplinary honors. And Amber is graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication and a minor in Diversity. Mustafa and Amber co-chaired the Senior Class Gift Council. And thanks to their leadership, the senior class has made this wonderful early start in philanthropy. Here's Mustafa.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Amber and I had the privilege this year of working with the Senior Class Gift leadership team and a phenomenal volunteer team of seniors to organize this year's Senior Class Gift campaign. As we were trying to determine what our gift would be, we knew it was important for us to leave a legacy that represented the values of our class while enhancing the university and providing a valuable resource for future generations of Huskies. Therefore, with President Cauce's Race and Equity Initiative in mind, we decided that we would create the Class of 2016 Impact and Diversity Scholarship as our gift to this phenomenal university and its future students.
This scholarship will give students the funding and tools needed to foster diversity and affect change in the community. The diverse environment of UW shaped our time here, yet there is still so much more we can do to raise awareness and celebrate diversity in the community. Through this gift, students will be given the opportunity to become community builders with the support of the Carlson Center, and we look forward to seeing this impact on future generations. It is with great pleasure that I announce to you on the Seattle campus alone, we raised $44,373.60 in gifts and pledges. And now, President Cauce, we will present to you the names of all the donors. Thank you.
Thank you so much to every single one of you whose name is here. This evening, I'll read them all. Thank you so much. It's a little windy up here. This is kind of nice. Okay. Now, the Chief Academic and Chief Budget Officer of the university is Provost Gerald Baldesty, who will present this year's University Award winners.
Each year, the university presents awards to outstanding teachers, mentors, programs, staff, and alumni. Many of this year's award winners are with us today on the stage. You may read about these amazing people on pages 8 and 9 of your program. I'd like to draw particular attention to those who have won awards for teaching and mentoring students. 5 UW professors are winners of the University of Washington's Distinguished Teaching Awards for 2016. They are Catherine Connors, Professor and Chair of Classics, Wendy Thomas, Associate Professor of Bioengineering, Cole DeForest, Assistant Professor of Chemical Engineering, Linda Martin Morris, Principal Lecturer in Biology, and Yan Ping Bai, Senior Lecturer in Asian Languages and Literature. David Masuda, Lecturer in Biomedical Informatics and Medical Information, is the recipient of the Distinguished Teaching Award for Innovation and Technology, and the recipient of the Marcia Landolt Distinguished Graduate Mentor Award is Sandra Silberstein, Professor of English. Two graduate students with teaching responsibilities have won Excellence in Teaching Awards. They are Jonathan Rosenberg, a teaching assistant in philosophy, and Jorge Tomasevich, a teaching assistant in environmental and forest sciences. Four other award recipients also deserve special mention. Joe Mahoney, Professor of Civil and Environmental Engineering, is the recipient of the Distinguished Contributions to Lifelong Learning Award. Norm Beauchamp, Professor and Chair of Radiology, has received the David Thorud Leadership Award for faculty. The Distinguished Librarian Award recipient is Cassandra Hartnett, U.S. Documents Librarian and Gender, Women, and Sexuality Studies Librarian. And Ray Hilborn, Professor of Aquatic and Fisheries Sciences, has received this year's University Faculty Lecture Award. Greg Sheridan, Senior Associate Vice President for University Advancement, is the winner of this year's Alumni Association Distinguished Service Award. I'd like all of our award winners to stand now to be acknowledged, both for their extraordinary achievements and for their many contributions to this university.
Thank you, Provost Baldesty. Since 1932, the university, in recognition of extraordinary academic achievement, has presented a medal to the graduating senior with the most distinguished academic record at the university. One medal is awarded to a student who's completed at least 3/4 of his or her degree requirements at the university, and one is awarded to a student who entered the university with at least 60 transfer credits from a Washington community college. You've already met the first recipient, Mustafa Abbas Jaffrey. Mustafa, will you come forward? We like to have him stand here so you can see him blush. Mustafa began participating in a research project in the biochemistry department at the University of Washington when he was a senior in high school. As an undergraduate, he focused his educational pursuits on two seemingly unrelated fields. With an eye towards becoming a physician, he wanted to understand the molecular and chemical processes that underlie the functioning of the human body. But he also studied English and literature, so he might better use the power of language to improve access to health care for underserved populations. In addition to his undergraduate research, he found time to co-chair the Senior Gift Council and to co-found UW Outreach, a student organization that connects pre-health students at the university with medically underserved communities in the greater Seattle campus. I'm really lucky to say that we're actually not losing Mustafa. He's received a scholarship to attend the University of Washington School of Medicine. He's going to earn his Doctor of Medicine degree, followed by a master's degree in either public health or public policy, and his ultimate goal is to work as a physician, caring for underserved populations in the area. Let's give him a round of applause. The recipient of the President's Medal for the student who entered the University of Washington from a community college is Farouk Bashizada. And Sorry for the mispronunciation. The path of learning that she has chosen is indelibly linked to her early life in war-torn Afghanistan, where the Taliban, she tells us, decreed that girls were not worthy of gaining an education. Fortunately, her family was able to immigrate to the United States, and during their initial tour of Seattle, she found herself standing in Red Square with her mother, and she said, "I want to be a student here one day." She entered the university from Green River Community College, and her passion for reading led her to major in English. She also nurtured her fascination with governmental systems and law by taking classes that culminated with a second major in political science. Her undergraduate research reflects this dual major as she analyzed the Afghan conflict from both a political and literary perspective. Following her graduation, she will intern as a court watch monitor for the King County Sexual Assault Research Center. She plans on attending law school and becoming a lawyer focused on refugees, immigrants, and human rights. She's graduating summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Arts degree in English and political science. It's my pleasure. Now, are they rock stars or what? Our students are amazing. And I also urge you to look at page 15 of the commencement program. It recognizes those students who graduated today with the highest honors, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. Congratulations to all of you. Now, students here get a rich education inside and outside the classroom. And student government is a very important component of the governance of this institution. Its leadership is called on regularly to represent student views on a wide range of issues, including our budget. I'm pleased to introduce you now to the president of the Associated Students of the University of Washington, Tyler Wu, and the president of the Graduate and Professional Student Senate, Alex Bolton.
Hello and congratulations to the graduating class of 2016. My name is Tyler Wu, and I have had the honor of serving as your ACW student body president this past year. I wanted to first give a shout out to all of the people who didn't think I would be up here speaking to you all today, including my mom, who owes me 20 bucks now. Speaking of family, I also wanted to acknowledge my amazing team who I worked with this past year and whose family photos are behind me on the screen. Okay. Now, initially when I was writing the speech, I tried to think of what I would want to hear if I was sitting on the field with you all today. What could I say in 3 minutes that would change your life forever? And then I thought to myself, these people are sitting here for 3 hours, so what could I do to make this entertaining? Then I started sending emails asking my role models if they had anything that they wanted to say to the graduating class of 2016. Now, the response rate was not high. Unfortunately, Obama and Beyonce were too busy running the world. My parents were way too shy to speak in front of thousands of people. And, well, Dubs is a dog. However, one person managed to send a reply. And not only have I taken his advice on numerous occasions, but I, for one, personally think that this individual is really, really attractive. So you can be the judge of that. Here's a video of what he sent in.
Now, you're all probably wondering, why am I playing a video of myself? So let's talk about why I decided to. We're all about to enter this next phase in our lives. This next phase for a lot of us is unknown. And in the face of unknown, you need to be your #1 supporter, trust yourself, and take your own advice.
As you walk across the stage, thanks. As you walk across the stage, you have to acknowledge the fact that not many people have the same opportunity as you do. And yes, there have been many people along the way who have helped you get here. But ultimately, the all-nighters and waking up at 7 a.m. to register for courses were things that you had to hurdle to get here. Now, don't get me wrong. As the first person in my family to graduate from college, I look out into this crowd and see my friends, my family, and mentors who have helped me through this challenging journey. But at the end of the day, we are our biggest supporters, and we have to remember to celebrate that. Look to those who have supported you and thank them for all the work they have done. But also give yourself a pat on the back because you are graduating from one of the best universities in the world. Graduating from this institution is a privilege, and this college experience has prepared you for the next phase of your lives. We all will go on to do some amazing things, but right now, I would like for all of the graduates to stand up and give a round of applause to not only your supporters here, but you as well. So please stand up with me. Woo! Thank you all for the standing ovations. Congratulations, and go Dogs. Woo!
Hello, dog fans. My name is Alex Bolton, and I'm the president of the Graduate Professional Student Senate. We represent nearly 15,000 graduate professional students here on campus. I also have the honor today of graduating from the UW School of Law. Today is a great day for celebration. Not just celebrating the graduates, today's about celebrating those of you in the stands. Without you in the stands, those of us on the field in this hollowed stadium wouldn't be able to celebrate this great achievement and fulfillment of our dreams. We thank you for your support, your inspiration, and your belief in us. Today is also a great day to celebrate this state. This institution is here today because the founders of this then territory and now state and generations of the citizens of Washington has invested in this university to make it the great public university that it is. So let's celebrate Washington and how its citizens helped us get here. Today's also a day to celebrate UW and its greatness. But I worry that that greatness is taken for granted. UW is great. It's been great as long as most people can remember. But if we take it for granted, bad things could happen. And that greatness is not the result of happenstance. That greatness is a result of work, hard work, by faculty, staff, students, administrators, day after day after day, decade after decade after decade. And again, if we take that greatness for granted, the worst thing that could happen is we end up like that quack school down 300 miles south. Now, this institution is important to me, not just because of its excellence, because of how it provides access to excellence. While all these great things are going on, we're experiencing interesting times as a country. While some blame institutions for the ills of society and holding people down, I can tell you that this institution has provided a lot for me and all of us here in the field. Because I see institutions as a vital social infrastructure that we need in order to reach our full potential and lift ourselves up. This institution allowed this kid from a trailer park a few miles west of Idaho to attend his dream school. This institution allowed this kid who received a state need grant to serve on the Board of Regents. This institution allowed this kid, whose parents are a maid and a disabled veteran, to attend one of the nation's top law schools. Because this institution has done so much for all of us, we have a responsibility to keep the doors open behind us. In order to do so, we need to give back. Now, there's a lot of ways you can give back. You can donate. You can join the Alumni Association. You can get some purple Husky plates to show your Husky pride. You can get involved with UW Impact and let legislators know that UW matters to you and it matters to them as well. You can wear purple on Fridays. You can come back to campus and root on the dogs, on the field, on the course, on the court, on the track, and on the water. Now let's go celebrate. Let's celebrate our achievements. Let's celebrate our friends and family. Let's celebrate this great institution. Let's go show the world what Huskies can do. See you in Pasadena. Go Dogs.
Thank you, Tyler and Alex. It really has been An incredible privilege, an honor, and a pleasure for me to work with both of them so closely this year. They have done a lot to make this university a better place. One more time, let's applaud them. Now, we're honored to have with us today a true citizen of the world, a Renaissance man whose life has spanned international borders and enriched the lives of people across the planet. For 17 years, Mark Pigott was the Chief Executive Officer of Packer, a global technology and transportation company. His remarkable success in business has been matched by his personal engagement and generous support of institutions of higher learning, libraries, and the arts, both in the United States and abroad. In recognition of Mr. Pigott's extraordinary achievements, the university is today conferring upon him the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. The honorary degree citation will be read by Regent Patrick Shanahan. Would Mr. Pigott and Mr. Shanahan please join me at the lectern?
Mark Charles Pigott, in your life, the four worlds of family, commerce, education, and the arts have joined as one, and you have orchestrated their confluence with a masterful touch. As the fourth generation of your family to lead PACCAR, a truly historic American and now global company founded over a century ago by your great-grandfather, you have taken the storied legacy of your forebears and raised it through visionary leadership, technological innovation, and an unwavering demand for quality to new heights. PACCAR is the original Seattle-based technology company, and today is one of the world's leading global technology and transportation companies. It has set the industry standard for vehicle safety and design, while making environmental stewardship a central tenet of its enterprise. For 6 consecutive years, Forbes magazine ranked you among the top 10 CEOs in North America, and in 2009, the Harvard Business Review named you as one of the top 50 CEOs in the world. You are deeply committed to improving the lives of people in your own community and abroad. Your quiet philanthropy has been highlighted by its enormous generosity and your caring and personal engagement. You have supported educational pursuits around the globe, volunteered your time teaching business students at the University of Washington and abroad, and helped countless others achieve their dreams. On the University of Washington campus, PACCAR Hall, together with the faculty endowments in engineering, business, arts, information technology, humanities, and athletics, as well as the diversity scholarships you have established, give testimony to your commitment to the public promise of the University of Washington. You have said, everything revolves around libraries, and your steadfast support has enabled the preservation of historic materials in major world libraries, as well as those in smaller communities. Your generosity has ensured that future scholars will share in a vital cultural legacy. Inspired by a true passion for the arts and history, you have long served as a key benefactor for the Royal Shakespeare Company America and in England. You helped restore St. Paul's Cathedral in London and establish the Pigott Education Center at London's National Gallery, which welcomes more than 80,000 school children annually. Your tireless involvement with our university's Burke Museum of Natural History and the Henry Art Gallery has made innovative exhibits possible for the benefits of thousands in our community. In recognition of your good works and service to humanity, the nations of Belgium, Hungary, Italy, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom have bestowed upon you their most prestigious honorary titles. In 2012, you were awarded the title of Honorary Knight Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire for your role in strengthening business and cultural ties between the United States and the United Kingdom. For opening the doors of educational opportunities to countless students around the world, for your dedication to preserving the accumulated knowledge and artistic expression of humankind, for instilling social responsibility as a core value of your industry worldwide, and for being a true and compassionate friend of this institution, the University of Washington is proud to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Thank you. You're welcome. Remember, spell it on. All right. Good. Let's take it. You ready? Very good. Thank you. Very good. I'm going to put a
Come on, this is just a little bit of liquid sunshine. We're from Seattle. Hey, we're honored to have as our commencement speaker today, U.S. Secretary of the Interior and former University of Washington Regent Sally Jewell. She's also an alumni of the University of Washington, having graduated in 1978 with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. When we say University of Washington graduates can go anywhere, she is the perfect example. That's all right.
Hey, dogs. How's it going? Is the rain going to stop? What do we think? All right. Thank you, President Kause, for that warm introduction. Thank you, incredible faculty, staff, administrators, for this amazing institution, for the wisdom and the scholarship that you infuse in all of these great students. And to the regents, the families, the friends, and especially to the class of 2016, it is truly an honor to be recognized by the University of Washington as your commencement speaker today. Because this school, this community, has given me so much over the years, like purple clothing, lots of purple clothing, like a paycheck. That's right. University paid me, are you ready, a whopping $1.98 an hour back in 1973 to serve burgers in the dorm cafeteria. We called them hockey pucks. I later upgraded for the same wage to rent out canoes at the Canoe House long before it became the Waterfront Activity Center. I got a husband. Believe it or not, Warren and I met here our freshman year. Our relationship started, as all good relationships should, the internet hadn't been invented yet, at a party on the 3rd floor of Haggett Hall. Yeah. And yes, I got a world-class education. What I learned here at the UW has opened incredible doors for me in the 38 years since I sat in the same chairs that you do now. And I know around campus there are actually exactly the same chairs that I sat in. And by education, I'm not talking about having learned how to prevent marine corrosion or how to understand the nuances of the internal combustion engine, although that did come in handy when I put 15,000 miles on my Fiat back in 1977, my last chance to take a road trip before entering the real world. But more importantly, the UW taught me how to think, how to approach complex issues, how to speak up when something just didn't seem right, and how to find solutions. And it's those lessons that have been invaluable. The education that I received here and that you just received here, whether you're an undergraduate or a graduate student, will be foundational to anything that you do next. So, about that, what is next for you? I imagine that's a question you've been getting a lot lately. As it happens, it's a question I've been getting a lot lately too. You see, it turns out there's this thing called the 22nd Amendment, which limits the president to 2 terms. So come January 20th, President Obama and I are out of jobs. So what's next? All right, here's how I answer that question. I have no idea. You're welcome to borrow that for yourself. It's sure to be a real winner with your parents. But I want to explain to you why I have no idea can be a perfectly great answer. And the first thing is to be open to new paths. If you were to look at my high school yearbook, Renton High School, class of 1973, I figured there'd be some Renton Indians out there. You find that I aspired to be a dental hygienist, a noble profession, one we all rely on. But that plan did not work out so well. Once I got to the UW, I found that Warren's engineering homework looked a lot more interesting than mine, and so I switched to mechanical engineering. A few MEs out there too. During school, I landed a job working for General Electric, building components for the Alaska pipeline, solving little problems like, how do you insulate a pipe that expands when you put hot oil in it? After graduation, my degree took me to the oil fields of southern Oklahoma, where I tried to solve puzzles like, how do you increase production from an oil field that's been going since World War I? As you know, I didn't stay in the oil and gas business forever. Seattle called me home. The chance to raise a family near my family. The lure of the great outdoors close by. A feeling that the place was more important to us at that time than the career. So I accepted the first job offer I got at a bank. That's where I used my experience to help figure out whether certain loans to natural resources companies added up or whether they didn't. And it turns out a lot of them didn't, which has ended up being really good for my career. Because I learned quickly it's always better to let other banks make loans that don't get paid back. My banking career, plus time spent in organizations like the Mountains to Sound Greenway Trust Board, making sure that I-90 didn't end up looking like I-5 with development that spanned every intersection across our beautiful Cascades, eventually led me to a job with REI and eventually led me to a call from the President of the United States to serve in his cabinet. So I'm skipping a few steps in here, obviously. But my point is this. If I would have been dead set on my path from day one, dental hygiene or bust, I would have missed out on so many interesting careers, challenges, and experiences. And similarly, if I would have said in my high school yearbook that I want to be Secretary of the Interior one day, and by the way, I'd love it if any high schooler has ever said that, I would have missed out on the amazing zigs and zags of my career, and I'm quite sure I would not be at the podium speaking to you as Secretary of the Interior. So whether you got a job lined up starting next week, or whether you truly have no idea of what's next, I encourage you to be open to the zigs and zags of your own path. One of the great joys I get in this job is being out in our nation's public lands and meeting the people who are committed to so thoughtfully caring for them. Sometimes those visits can be really fun, like just yesterday when I was at Mount Rainier National Park with staff and we were treated to some of those peekaboo views of the mountain as the clouds came and went. But other times can be very difficult. Reassuring employees when their budgets are so tight they lack the resources to do their jobs. Or meeting with community members who disagree with how our public lands are being managed. Or dealing with an armed takeover of a wildlife refuge, as happened earlier in Oregon this year. The world is complex, and I learned very quickly that there are no no-brainers in this work. Everything is a brainer. But there's also huge rewards and opportunities to do some amazing things. Like when I was just a few months into this new gig and we were reviewing repairs for Superstorm Sandy to the Statue of Liberty, trying desperately to get her open for the 4th of July, I pointed up to Lady Liberty's torch and asked, "Can we go up there?" And the park ranger looked at me very seriously and said, "Ma'am, you can go anywhere you want." So that was pretty neat. As was a meeting just a few weeks ago with the nation's oldest Native American chief from the Blackfeet Nation in Montana, who gave me a new name. Sounds like there's some Montana and some Blackfeet out there. Congratulations. He gave me a new name, Faraway Woman. A name that might ring true with my husband, Warren, given the amount of travel I have in this job, but it was very meaningful to me. And I did get to spend a night in a submarine under the Arctic pack ice, but that's a whole different story. But I've learned that you need to do some of the fun stuff to make up for some of the really stressful stuff, and there's a fair amount of that to go around. Which brings me to my next piece of advice for you, which is help. Be part of the solution. This world, in all of its gloom and all of its glory, needs your help. There's no shortage of complex issues, the hairiest of hairballs, that unfortunately won't be resolved by the time you get your diploma here in just a few minutes. But you can barely turn on the TV without seeing someone offering up short soundbite solutions to some of our most trying challenges. Highlighting controversy and challenging those with opposing views might boost ratings and help fill the 24-hour news airwaves, but they won't solve the problems plaguing our planet. Every day, I have to juggle competing interests and consider the trade-offs. Take energy development, for example. As a nation, we've evolved tremendously in our production and our use of energy. From the days of unfettered pollution at any price to power our economy, to being smarter about how we develop in the right ways in the right places, to look at large landscapes more holistically, because everything we do has impacts and trade-offs. Hydropower was and is critical to development of the Pacific Northwest and the entire West, frankly. But we now know better the impacts of development on salmon populations that once swam up these rivers in droves that were so important to the indigenous people of the region. We have a much better understanding, too, of the impacts of coal development on our streams and our atmosphere. We've seen what footprint oil and gas development can leave on landscapes, and how devastating it can be to workers, wildlife, and local communities if there's an accident offshore, as happened in 2010 in the Gulf of Mexico. And even renewable energy, like wind and solar, has impacts. One senator I work with likes to call wind projects giant Cuisinarts in the sky for what can happen if a bird or a bat tries to fly through a wind farm. And migrating waterfowl can mistake large solar arrays in the desert for lakes, landing and being unable to take off. So nothing is simple. Nothing is free. And yet we need energy to fuel the cars, the light rail, the buses that brought you here today, to turn on the stadium lights at Husky games, to power that smartphone that we rely on, whether it's to consult the ubiquitous Wikipedia, although none of you would have used that in your research as a tool, of course, to snap a selfie as you walk across this stage, or to Snapchat with our friends, like a few of you might be doing right this minute. How we power our world, essential to lifting people around the world out of poverty, while reducing our consumption and ensuring we're doing everything we can to stop climate change, is one of the most pressing issues of our day. Recognizing that our decisions also have impacts on the lives and livelihoods of people has to be taken into account. So this won't be solved on my watch. I got 7 months and a few days to go, although we've made great progress. Nor will it be solved by oversimplifying the situation or thinking it can be resolved overnight with the flip of a switch as we replace one resource with another. It's not that easy. And with the education you've been blessed to receive at the UW comes the great responsibility of challenging those who believe the world is as simple as yes or no, black or white. It's going to continue to take the best and brightest minds to develop safer, cleaner, and less impactful ways to power our world while appreciating the importance of the ecological, cultural, and spiritual benefits we get from our lands and waters. And it's going to take nurturing future generations to appreciate nature, exposing them to the world's best classroom, the one with no walls. We need you, the best and brightest minds in law, in public service, in education, in science, in medicine, in business, in art, in communications, in understanding the human dimension, to tackle this and many other big issues like income inequality, like unsustainable development, or illegal trafficking from drugs to humans to endangered wildlife, and the global spread of disease, to name just a few. It's easy to stand on the sidelines and shout suggestions, but we will solve more when we come together and work for the common good, for the commons. I spent 4 decades in the private sector, but the last 3.5 years in public service have been the most rewarding of my life. And I encourage you to consider a career of the same. The only office I ever ran for was to serve as the student body secretary in my high school. I won by a landslide, but I certainly never thought that I would serve as secretary in the president's cabinet. But I've found there's no greater calling than public service, and the world needs you, now more than ever before. So my last piece of advice is to stay balanced. A mentor of mine, diehard Husky, former regent, now in his 90s, Jim Ellis, once told me that he endeavored to divide his life into thirds. A third for home, a third for work, and a third for community. I continue to strive to follow his advice. There have been points in my life when it's been hard to find and keep this balance. Times when work has taken me away from home for long stretches, or when I haven't been able to give back to my community in the way that I want to. So in that spirit, I do have some idea of what I'm doing next, and it has to do with regaining some of that balance. Come January, Warren and I are going to jump into our Prius and take a long, slow road trip back from Washington, D.C. to the best Washington, Washington State. During which we plan to spend some quality time visiting our nation's public treasures. We want to satisfy Warren's flying bug and check out the Wright Brothers National Memorial and Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Park. Maybe see the sandhill cranes migrate at Bosque del Apache National Wildlife Refuge in New Mexico. Explore the narrow slot canyons on public lands in Utah and Arizona. And spend time in Indian country, appreciating our nation's rich indigenous culture. So whether you agree with the exact rule of thirds, or whether you find your own particular magic balance, I encourage you to understand what makes you tick, and then strive to infuse that meaning into your life at all times. You grew up in a world that is hyper-connected and always on. So put down your tablets for a while, not forever, and pick up a hobby. Volunteer, be a mentor, take a hike. If you're blessed to still have your parents, call your father, call your mother. Actually, always call your mother. Whatever it is you do, I imagine you'll find it's the activities and the relationships that you make outside of work that truly make your life three-dimensional. And along the way, don't forget to take care of yourself. Exercise, drink water, make time for nature, walk in the rain, and don't let time pass you by without having fulfilled some of your greatest desires. Travel while you're young and able, for you'll never regret what you did. But one day you might look back and regret what you didn't do. You are the best and brightest. You are. You're all important parts of the solution. And I am very optimistic as I look out into this audience about our future. So I'm going to go close by making a few amendments to my suggested answer I gave earlier on the what are you doing next question. I have no idea, still a great answer, as long as it's followed up with, but I'm going to be open to new paths. I'm going to be part of the solution, and I'm going to infuse my path with meaning and balance. Pretty simple, right? Congratulations on your graduation. It is great to be a Husky. Good luck to each and every one of you. Thank you, and go Dogs.
Not only did she inspire us, but she made the sun come out. U.S. Secretary of Interior and former University of Washington Regent Sally Jewell has had a lot of firsts in her life. But this is a first for our university because our commencement speaker is also being honored today with the highest award bestowed by the University of Washington Alumni Association on one of its graduates, the Alumna Summa Laude Dignata Award, which means alumni worthy of the highest praise. You just listened to her, you know why. I want to repeat, if you want to know where a University of Washington degree can take you, Honorable Jewell and Honorable Piggott, you can do anything you want. All right, the moment that many of you have been waiting to, we will now begin to confer degrees.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to present the various degrees to all candidates. Degrees will be conferred by the Chair of the Board of Regents, Patrick Shanahan. The audience is requested to remain in their seats until the conclusion of today's ceremonies. Candidates for doctoral degrees will be presented by the several deans. For the School of Medicine, Vice Dean Suzanne Allen.
Madam President, it is an honor to recommend the 202 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. Many of these graduates have proceeded to graduate training positions throughout the country. Those participating in today's ceremony will come forward with the other doctoral candidates.
Dean Joel Berg, School of Dentistry.
Madam President, it is my pleasure to present the candidates for Doctor of Dental Surgery. These candidates were honored in previous separate ceremonies. The present candidates will please come forward with the other doctoral candidates.
Senior Associate Dean Mary Hotchkiss, School of Law.
Madam President, on behalf of the Faculty of Law, I have the honor of presenting the 153 candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor. The law graduates participating in this ceremony will come forward with the other doctoral candidates. Thank you.
Dean Sean Sullivan, School of Pharmacy.
Madam President, it is my honor to present the 96 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy. These Doctor of Pharmacy candidates will please come forward with the other doctoral candidates.
Dean David Eaton of the Graduate School.
Madam President, here with us today are candidates who have completed all requirements for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Musical Arts, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Doctor of Audiology, and Doctor of Nursing Practice. On behalf of the deans of the schools and colleges of the graduate faculty, I am pleased and honored to recommend these candidates for the highest degree awarded by the University of Washington. Will all the doctoral degree candidates from all schools and colleges please rise?
It's my distinct pleasure to present you, Regent Shanahan, all of the doctoral degree candidates from the schools and colleges just presented.
On behalf of the Board of Regents and the faculties of the respective schools, I am pleased to confer upon these candidates their respective doctoral degrees. Congratulations. You have achieved high academic distinction, and this university salutes you. You will be presented today with a memento of this graduation exercise. Please come forward.
Yeah, I think so.
Laura Lee, Molecular and Cellular Biology.
Julia Ziskina, Juris Doctor.
Amanda B. Waterman, Art History.
Catherine George, Nursing Practice.
Cindy L. Texter, Asian Languages and Literature.
Jennifer Christine Edwards, Nursing Practice.
Andreas Frank Tillich, Chemistry.
Shannon Lynn Porter, Nursing Practice.
Bo Peng, Chemistry.
Jeffrey David Wagner, Nursing Practice.
Patrick J. Witham, Chemistry.
David John McIntyre, Nursing Practice.
Young Chi Yan, Chemistry, Nanotechnology, and Molecular Engineering.
Sally Ann McPherson, Nursing Practice.
Bu Nian, Chemistry.
Elizabeth Elena Karkowski Gardner, Nursing Practice, Family Nurse Practitioner.
Ricardo G. Valdez, Education.
L'Oreal Octavia Kennedy, Nursing Practice, Nurse Midwife.
Kevin Richard Turner, Biology.
Thomas A. Odenya, Epidemiology.
Emily W. Grayson, Biology.
Andrew Mukujira, Epidemiology.
Wen Yang Lin, Biology.
Kenneth Mugwanya, Epidemiology.
Jen Guan Zhou, Physics.
Aaron E. Masterson, Epidemiology.
Ran Hong, Physics.
Donna Dora Wesley Hauser, Aquatic and Fishery Sciences.
Haruma Makiyama, Musical Arts, Piano Performance.
Nikki Snyder, Nursing Practice.
Megumi Ochi, Musical Arts, Percussion.
Melissa Ann Irwin, Nursing Practice.
Kyujin Choi, Musical Arts, Organ Performance.
Celeste Marie Etherington, Nursing Practice.
Sarah Lottie Duffy, Musical Arts, Organ Performance.
Peng Chen, Urban Design and Planning.
Jeremiah F. Cawley, Musical Arts, Choral Conducting.
Vamsi Tala, Electrical Engineering.
Jeshua S. Franklin, Musical Arts, Choral Conducting.
Basma Tamasas, Oral Biology.
Ann C. Jenkins, Audiology.
Miaoyu Yang, Economics.
Andrea Robinson, Audiology.
Ying Vivian Zhang, Economics.
Caitlin Hutton Gerhardt, Audiology.
Ming He, Economics.
Kelsey K. Fish, Audiology.
Hamed Arami, multi-science.
Kristen J. Birch, Audiology.
Abbas Hushmand, civil engineering.
Christina Carano, Audiology.
Mohsin Sherifani, business administration.
Emily Morgan Bates, Audiology.
Imdi Gholam Rabbani, electrical engineering.
Elizabeth M. Cohn, Theater History and Criticism.
Yu Yin Sun, computer science and engineering.
Chelsea L. Giesige, Physical Therapy.
Eric Josberger, electrical engineering.
Jessica Ann Robinson, Physical Therapy.
Pega Hassanzadeh, material science and engineering, and nanotechnology and molecular engineering.
Abigail Rose Smith, Physical Therapy.
Madi Ashrafi, mechanical engineering.
Catherine Lynn Whitlock, Physical Therapy.
Aram Bokfa, mechanical engineering.
Melissa M. Winter, Physical Therapy.
Michael P. Ross, aeronautics and astronautics.
Corinne Joanna Vega, Physical Therapy.
Michal Curtis Hughes, aeronautics and astronautics.
Andrew Michael Wojcik, Physical Therapy.
Kai Ross, quantitative ecology and resource management.
Andrew Creed Gray, Physical Therapy.
Utku Baran, electrical engineering.
Jacqueline Marie Berg Keenan, Physical Therapy.
Anna Engstrom, environmental health.
Damian A. Slowbaum, Physical Therapy.
Hannah C. Barnes, atmospheric sciences.
Jacqueline V. Gefeller, Physical Therapy.
Melissa Guy, nursing practice.
Monica De La Torre, Feminist Studies.
Atria Salamati, oral biology.
Nicole Robert, Feminist Studies.
Jorge Tomasevich, wildlife science.
Ismail Festus Simechan, Pharmacy.
Xin Chang, electrical engineering.
Maria L. Quintana, History.
Lu Liu, earth and space sciences.
Namrata D. Gram Purohit, Rehabilitation Science.
John Cagle, bioengineering.
Bharatwaj Palvanan, Mathematics.
Kristen Ann Wangerin, bioengineering.
Stephen E. McEwen, Mathematics.
Theodore M. Chen, bioengineering.
Jose Alejandro Sampe Casas, Mathematics.
Renuka Ramanathan, bioengineering and nanotechnology and molecular engineering.
Jir P. Taylor, Mathematics.
Emily Krogstad, bioengineering.
Ting Kam Leonard Wong, Mathematics.
Kai Wei, electrical engineering.
Hao Chen, Mathematics.
Chi Chen Fang, mechanical engineering.
Joy Sumi Kawamura, Clinical Psychology.
Yi Zhao, electrical engineering.
Michaela Boone, Upshaw, Psychology.
Jun She, electrical engineering.
Diana Kubegovich, Educational Psychology.
Guanchun Lua, environmental and forest sciences.
Kristen Kavena Begay, Education.
Yuzong Liu, electrical engineering.
Amy Lee Compton, Educational Psychology.
Xiang Chen, electrical engineering.
Christina Steinkaiser, French and Italian Literature.
Quan Hui Li, electrical engineering.
Joseph W. Horseman, Biochemistry.
Hao Ming Chen, electrical engineering.
Lillian Campbell, English.
Di Zhang, mechanical engineering.
Yasmin An Romero, English.
Peiqi Wang, mechanical engineering and nanotechnology and molecular engineering.
Philip H. Gore, Education.
Yuanchen Gong, mechanical engineering.
Matthew Anderson, Musical Arts, Brass Performance.
Huimin Guo, mechanical engineering.
Christopher W. Mitchell, Musical Arts, Piano Performance.
Juan Choi, mechanical engineering.
Tigran Arakelian, Musical Arts, Instrumental Conducting.
Xiangyup Han, computer science and engineering.
Marcin Ponchkowski, Digital Arts and Experimental Media.
Courtney Alina Kanzler, Environmental and Forest Sciences.
Anna Stalhurska, Musical Arts Composition.
Rebecca Hazen, Biomedical and Health Informatics.
Megan A. Oxley, Linguistics.
C. Feng, Nursing Practice.
Kathleen Alexandra Manlove, Linguistics.
Ivan L. Yo, Mechanical Engineering.
Chok Lam Kalam Yip, Linguistics.
Oren O'Connell, Nursing Practice, Psychiatric Nurse Practitioner.
Ryan A. Georgie, Linguistics.
Shuva Dawadi, Health Services Research.
Gabrielle R. Valle, Anthropology.
Lindsay White, Health Services.
Joyce Kelly Lecomte Mastenbrook, Anthropology.
Jeremy Snyder, Health Services.
Jason Moody, Musical Arts, String Performance.
Dai Han Wan, Industrial Engineering.
Alexander R. Hemke, Economics.
Philip Charles Plasek, Industrial Engineering.
Dorota M. Grabowska, Physics.
Amy Morgan Cizik, Pharmacy.
Ryan Chase Campbell, Individual PhD, Engineering Education Research.
Sang Wu, Aeronautics and Astronautics.
Lorena Guillen, Teacher Education, Curriculum and Instruction.
Amanda Jewell Haley, Juris Doctor.
Weng Chi Lei, Economics.
Lynetta Olamai Keller, Juris Doctor.
Spencer A. Cohen, Geography.
Zhao Han Lu, Juris Doctor.
Long Gui, Medical Chemistry.
Chike Eze, Juris Doctor.
Tara Kathleen Hayes Constant, Anthropology.
Alex Bolton, Juris Doctor.
Abhinav Dayal, Chemistry.
Robert Vetz, Aeronautics and Astronautics.
Elaho Basikoro, Geography.
Keegan Waldo, Dental Surgery.
Mushin Jai, Economics.
Frederica Miyako Makert, Dental Surgery.
Paul L. Lee, Information Science.
Tiffany Liu, Dental Surgery.
Marlene S. Figueroa Gray, Anthropology.
Saghar Hosseini, Aeronautics and Astronautics.
Rebecca Michelle Lewis, Speech, Hearing Sciences, and Audiology.
Gloria C. Chi, Epidemiology.
Katrina S. McClanahan, Speech and Hearing Sciences and Audiology.
Hee Jong Kim, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Family Nurse Practitioner.
Amira Osman, Speech and Hearing Sciences and Audiology.
Sainabu Wada, Nursing Practice, Gerontology Nurse Practitioner.
Christina L. Dunfreshti, Audiology.
Shamsad Parsaleh, Law.
Alexander Jintai Kim, Pharmacy.
Nathan Daniel Powell, Aeronautics and Astronautics.
Gina Kim, Pharmacy.
Qian Tu, Nursing.
Susanna Cho, Pharmacy.
Wendy A. Cook, Nursing Science.
Emily Chang, Pharmacy.
Megan L. Morrison, Nursing Science.
Charlene Nguyen, Pharmacy.
Wenxia Yang, Civil Engineering.
Lena Julienne Perry, Pharmacy.
Leije Zhu, Chemical Engineering.
Ellery Dixon, Pharmacy.
Candidates for master's degrees will be presented by Dean Sandra Archibald of the Daniel J. Evans School of Public Policy and Governance and Dean Eaton of the Graduate School.
Will candidates for the master's degrees in the School of Public Policy and Governance please rise? Madam President, I am honored to present these candidates to receive their respective master's degrees. Candidates will please remain standing.
Candidates for the various master's degrees for all schools and colleges will please rise. Madam President, on behalf of the deans of the schools and colleges of the graduate faculty, I'm honored to present these candidates to receive their respective master's degrees.
It is my distinct honor to present to you, Regent Shanahan, all of the master's degree candidates from the various schools and colleges.
We're getting pretty good at this. On behalf of the Board of Regents and the graduate faculty, I am pleased to confer upon each of you your master's degree. Congratulations. You will be presented today with a memento of this graduation exercise. Please come forward.
Candidates for bachelor's degrees in the various colleges and schools of the university will be presented by the several deans. The candidates who have been accepted by the general faculty of the university for their respective degrees are listed in the commencement program. For the College of Arts and Sciences, Dean Robert Stacy.
Candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences will please rise. Madam President, it is my honor to present these candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Design, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science, and to recommend that they be awarded their respective degrees. Candidates will please be seated.
Dean Mia Thwan, College of Education.
Will candidates from the College of Education please rise? Madam President, I am proud to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Early Childhood and Family Studies and to recommend that they be awarded their degrees. Please be seated.
Dean Michael Bragg, College of Engineering.
Will candidates from the College of Engineering please rise? Madam President, I'm pleased to present these candidates from the College of Engineering for the degrees of Bachelors of Science, Bachelors of Science in Engineering, Bachelors of Science in Aeronautical and Astronautical Engineering, Bioengineering, Chemical Engineering, Civil and Environmental Engineering, Computer Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Human-Centered Design and Engineering, Industrial and Systems Engineering, Material Science and Engineering, and Mechanical Engineering, and recommend that they be awarded their respective degrees. Candidates will please be seated.
Dean Lisa Gromlich, College of the Environment.
The candidates from the College of the Environment will please rise. Madam President, it is my pleasure and honor to present these candidates of the College of the Environment for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Forest Resources, and Bachelor of Science in Aquatic and Fisheries Sciences, and to recommend that they be awarded their respective degrees. Candidates will please be seated.
Dean Harry Bruce, the Information School.
Candidates from the Information School, please rise. It gives me great pleasure, Madam President, to present the candidates of the Information School for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Informatics, and to recommend that they be awarded their bachelor's degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
Dean James Giambalvo, Michael G. Foster School of Business.
Will the candidates from the Michael G. Foster School of Business please rise? Madam President, it is with much pleasure that I present these candidates for bachelor's degrees in the Foster School and recommend that they be awarded their respective bachelor's degrees. Candidates will please be seated.
Dean Azita Emami, School of Nursing.
The candidates for the degrees from the #1 ranked School of Nursing in the nation will be please rise. Madam President, it's my pleasure and honor to present these candidates to you for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing and recommend they be awarded a bachelor's degree. Candidate, please be seated.
Vice Dean Suzanne Allen, School of Medicine.
Will the bachelor candidates from the School of Medicine please rise? Madam President, it is a privilege to present these bachelor candidates from the School of Medicine in the specialized fields of medical technology, prosthetics and orthotics, and physician's assistant, and to recommend they be awarded their respective bachelor's degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
Dean John Schoffelberger, College of Built Environments.
Will the candidates from the College of Built Environments please rise? Madam President, I have the honor to present these candidates for bachelor's degree in architecture, landscape architecture, construction management, and community and environmental planning, and to recommend that they be awarded their respective bachelor's degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
Dean Edwina Wehara, School of Social Work.
Woohoo! Distinguished candidates from the School of Social Work, please rise. Woohoo! One more time. Madam President, on behalf of the social work faculty, it is my great privilege to present these candidates for their bachelor's degree in social welfare and to recommend that they be awarded their respective bachelor's degrees. Candidates, you are awesome. Please be seated.
Dean Howard Frumkin, School of Public Health.
Will the candidates from the School of Public Health please rise? Madam President, it is with much pleasure and pride that I present these candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Public Health and recommend that they be awarded their respective degrees. Will the candidates please be seated?
All bachelor candidates from all schools and colleges just presented will please rise. Following Regent Shanahan's citation awarding the various bachelor's degrees, all candidates will be seated immediately, and under direction of the faculty marshals will await their turn to come forward one row at a time.
It's my distinct honor and privilege to present to you, Regent Shanahan, all of the bachelor's degree candidates from the various schools and colleges.
On behalf of the Board of Regents and the faculty of the university, I am pleased to confer upon each of you your bachelor's degrees. Congratulations. Please come forward as directed by the marshals.
You gonna unplug this? No.
I heard it turned into a kite.
The band is supposed to be. The University of Washington Men's Glee Club, under the direction of Jeffrey Larkin, will now lead us in the singing of Rise Up with Pride for Washington. The words of the song are printed on the inside of the back cover of the commencement program. The audience will please rise.
Rise up with pride for Washington, for purple and for gold. From far and wide we meet sun, as Huskies proud and bold. Washington we hail to thee, honor, truth, integrity, forever shine from day to shore. The light upon us ever glow. Rise up with pride for Washington, together hand in hand, we will proclaim our loyalty in song throughout the land. Washington, we hail to thee, honor, truth, integrity, forever shine from wave to shore. The light upon us ever
The audience and members of the graduating class are requested to remain at their seats until the recessional of the faculty is concluded. Once the stage party has left the stadium, graduates may exit the field via the stairs at the west end of the stadium or to the east as you entered. Please remain at your seats, soaking up the liquid sunshine until the recessional is over. The 141st Commencement Exercises of the University of Washington are now closed.
I'm coming away with blue stuff. I know. Alex, thank you, diploma. We wait until that whole side is cleared out and right here.